This week begins at the International Space Station, where spacewalking cosmonauts Oleg Artemyev and Denis Medvedev installed a control panel for the station's 11-meter-long robotic arm. NASA says this was the fourth spacewalk this year and the 249th such mission for space station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades. According to an official mission voiceover, the cosmonaut duo is scheduled for another spacewalk in coming days. They will release locks and restraints, beginning the process of monitoring and moving the robotic arm away from its stowed position. Meanwhile, inside the ISS, the NASA and SpaceX Crew 3 astronauts reflected on their months-long mission at the orbiting outpost.
I think you can intellectualize the experience of living and working in microgravity, but until you experience it, you don't really know what it's going to be like. The spacewalks were absolutely incredible. That was something I was really hoping I would get the chance to do, and we were super lucky because we all got the chance to do a spacewalk during this mission.
Crew 3 astronauts have called the ISS home since November, and they're expected to undock the Endurance spacecraft from the station and return to Earth, splashing down off the Florida coast later this month. Their successors, SpaceX Crew 4, recently arrived at NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral, Florida, where they're expected to launch Saturday aboard a craft called Freedom. Across the country at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California, SpaceX launched a hush-hush mission for the National Reconnaissance Office, or NRO. The Falcon 9 rocket carried a classified payload. According to its website, the NRO is the federal agency that protects the United States through space-based intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. Don't expect a postcard anytime soon. Of course, none of this today would be possible without earlier spaceflight missions like Apollo 16, which celebrated its 50th anniversary of its mission to the moon this week.
The moon was really a beautiful environment, desolate, but yet it had beauty about it. The different contrasts, the mountains that we saw, the blackness of space on the surface of the moon, and shades of gray. It was just very captivating.
Duke spoke from the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama. Out of 12 to have ever done it, he is one of 4 living astronauts to have set foot on the moon, a feat NASA soon hopes to repeat. In Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a company called Astrobotic unveiled its lunar lander Peregrine. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson was on hand, saying the lander will play a major role in the agency's Artemis program, which looks to put the first woman and next man on the moon. But before that happens, NASA will need to successfully test and ultimately launch the world's biggest rocket, the Space Launch System, or SLS, which will carry Artemis to the moon. NASA scrubbed an SLS fueling test this week after discovering a hazardous hydrogen leak, the latest in a series of so far unrelenting equipment issues and setbacks. Arash, Arabasadi, VOA News.